Fire conflict is here. Sam shocks by revealing he felt stabbed while acting with Caitriona Balfe. A live talk show, the lights illuminate the studio. The host asks the question that the global audience has been waiting for. Sam, you and Caitriona have worked together for nearly a decade. Have you ever found it difficult to maintain such a close relationship with your co-star? Sam was silent for a few seconds. The audience held their breath. Then he smiled slightly, but that smile did not hide the fatigue in his eyes. To be honest, yes, I did feel suffocated. When acting with Caitriona, sometimes I felt like I was being held back, unable to breathe. The audience gasped. The host was stunned. Those words echoed like an explosion that tore apart the atmosphere that was supposed to be perfect. Chain reaction. That same night, social media exploded. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook are flooded with hashtags. Hashtag Sam Heughan shock. Hashtag Caitriona Balfe reaction. Outlander drama. Fans are divided into two camps. One camp defends Sam. He has the right to say what he really feels. After all these years, there must be a lot of pressure. The other camp reacts fiercely. How can he say that about Caitriona? She sacrificed so much for the show. The media did not miss the opportunity. Major newspapers headlined, Sam Heughan frankly admits, it was suffocating to act with Caitriona Balfe. Outlander is at risk of cracking from within, hidden in a self. The truth is, for many years, Sam has had to shoulder enormous pressure. He and Caitriona are not only co-stars, they are also symbols of love on the small screen. Millions of fans consider them real-life Jamie and Claire, but Sam found it increasingly difficult to breathe. Every time he tried to make a breakthrough in acting, the shadow of his legendary love tied him down. He couldn't escape the image of Jamie, and he couldn't escape the connection with Caitriona. He didn't hate her, on the contrary, he respected and loved her. But that friendship was eroded by the pressure of fame and the excessive expectations from the audience. And today, he was forced to speak out. Caitriona's anger. In her apartment in Dublin, Caitriona Balfe sat in front of the screen, watching the interview again. Each word was like a knife cutting into her heart. Suffocating, she whispered, her eyes blurred. She remembered all those years, the days of filming in the cold rain, the scenes that were physically and mentally painful. They had supported each other through countless challenges. And now, he was telling the world that he felt suffocated around her. The phone rang non-stop. Friends, fans, even colleagues called. But Caitriona turned it off. Inside, anger and disappointment were swirling like a storm. The fiery encounter. 3 days later, on the Outlander set in Glasgow, the atmosphere was thick. The entire crew was tense, knowing that Sam and Caitriona would be facing each other for the first time after their shocking statement. Caitriona walked in, looking cold. Sam stood waiting, his face pensive. The whole crew held their breath. "Do you really think so?" Caitriona said, her voice cold. Sam was silent for a moment, then nodded, "I'm just telling the truth. You're too strong, too overwhelming. Sometimes I'm not myself. Do you know you just destroyed everything? The image, the friendship, the trust. How could you do that to me?" Caitriona almost screamed. Silence fell. The sound of the camera was turned off. Worried eyes turned to them. That encounter, like a deep rift that could not be hidden, the shock to the crew. Fans had not yet calmed down when the internal turmoil within the crew increased. Some crew members thought that Sam was too impulsive, putting personal interests above the collective. Others sided with him, thinking that Caitriona had long occupied too much of the spotlight, making it difficult for Sam to show his full potential. The director was forced to hold a closed meeting. The gossip arose. Could Outlander continue with a main couple so fractured? Unspoken words. One quiet night, Sam sat down to write in his diary. He admitted that he did not want to hurt Caitriona. He knew she was a talented actress, a great friend. But years of living in the spotlight had worn him out. Perhaps it is not Caitriona's fault. It is my fault. I am not strong enough to escape from her shadow. Sam wrote. He knew that what he said publicly had crossed the line. But he also knew that if he continued to remain silent, he would be held back forever. Chapter 8. Caitriona speaks. After many days of silence, Caitriona finally responded to the press. I respect Sam's feelings. If he feels stifled, that is his right. But I am disappointed that he chose to speak out in public instead of to me. The answer was calm, but each word was like a knife. The audience clearly felt the coldness and distance. And from there, public opinion became more heated. The future is uncertain. Outlander is still filming the final episodes, but the atmosphere on set is heavier than ever. The emotional scenes become awkward. The crew members have to try their best to hide the rift. Fans are worried. Is this the end of the legendary on-screen couple? Can Outlander overcome this storm? The end or the beginning? One evening, Sam came to Caitriona. He knocked on the door, his eyes sincere. I'm sorry, I was wrong to say that in public. But I'm not wrong to say that I feel suffocated. I just want you to understand that, sometimes, I need space for myself. Caitriona was silent. Tears fell, but she tried to hide them. Finally, she nodded slightly. I understand. But I'm not sure we can go back to the way we were. At that moment, both of them realized, an era had probably ended.